Bridgerton 3 has been in the news lately because it's been revealed that the intimate scenes aren't going to be the same in the new season. So let's find out the other major changes that will happen in the new series. Disappointed Daphne. Phoebe Dynevor played the main lead in Bridgerton and made the show an instant hit with her innocence and love for the Duke. However, we didn't get to see much of her in season 2 as she didn't have a lot to do and only played a matchmaker for Anthony and Kate. Fans also noticed that her screen time was reduced quite a lot and she didn't have much to put into the overall storyline. And that's why what's coming next was suspected by a lot of fans. Phoebe Dynevor has officially announced that she won't be returning in Bridgerton 3 as Daphne. She said during an interview,
"Sadly not in season 3, potentially in the future, but yeah, season 3 I'm just excited to watch as a viewer."
Her reluctance to return could be mainly because she's disappointed in all the character arcs available for her character and doesn't consider her character relevant for the storyline anymore. Although in the 4th book, Daphne is the one whose dialogues change the heart of Colin, and he ends up realizing that he's been in love with Penelope all along. But in the show, he has to figure it out all by himself because Phoebe might not be on board with playing a side character yet again. Before this, the main man of Bridgerton, Regé-Jean Page, who played the Duke of Hastings, also left the show after season 1 because he thought that his character arc is complete and there's not much left for him to do on the show. We do think that if the 4th season gives more screen time to Daphne, then she might return. But for now, the fans really are not happy with their favourite character leaving the show. Farewell to the Ton. With Daphne not being on Bridgerton 3, there are some other members of the Ton who won't be returning for the show either. For instance, Ruby Stokes, playing Francesca, has gotten a lead role in Lockwood & Co, and that's why she isn't coming back for Bridgerton 3. It means that we'll be seeing someone else reprising the role of Francesca. Another character that we will not be seeing in Bridgerton 3 is the new Lord Featherington, Jack, from season 2. The last we saw of him, he had to flee to London because Lady Featherington blackmailed him as she wasn't ready to throw her family under the bus for a man she barely knows. So he has left the Ton for good and doesn't seem to be returning to London anytime soon, which is why Rupert Young, playing Lord Featherington, won't be a part of Bridgerton 3's cast either. Not only this, there are also going to be a lot of new additions to the cast. We'll get to know Lady Tilly Arnold, who's a new addition to the cast of the show, and by looks of it, her character does seem very interesting. Lady Tilly is played by Hannah New, as her character tries to walk her way through the elite society of London, while living a lavish lifestyle on her husband's estate. It is also revealed that Lady Tilly has a pretty adventurous life in the bedroom, so for once we might see other characters enjoying themselves too. A few more additions to the cast are Sam Phillips, who'll be playing Lord Debling, and James Foon in the role of Harry Dankworth. But a very important member of the cast who's worth mentioning is Marcus Anderson, played by Daniel Francis, as his character arc will be very important for the show. Passionate scenes. We've already seen 2 seasons worth of build-up between Colin and Penelope, so now the creators aren't taking any chances with the couple. Nicola Coughlan, playing Penelope on the show, revealed that some of the scenes are very racy and scandalous, and they'll remind us all of season 1. Season 2 showed us a different kind of relationship because Anthony or Kate weren't discovering themselves like Daphne was in season 1. So the kind of romance in season 2 was more of a longing, and we couldn't get to see a full-blown romantic scene till the very end of the series. So Bridgerton 3 is definitely going to take a different direction when it comes to the intimacy angle between the main lead. Moreover, Nicola Coughlan revealed that the shooting of those steamy scenes were both exciting and terrifying for her. She also hinted at a carriage part where Colin and Penelope will be arguing and fighting, but it will turn into a very passionate scene. Well, fans are surely very excited to see it, but it seems like they'll have to wait a little bit longer. That's mainly because the reports are that the show is delayed, and the reason behind this delay are the infamous racy scenes. It's been revealed that some of the scenes turned out to be too dark, and they wanted to keep it fun. So apparently the creators are rewriting some of the scenes, and it might take a while before we see Bridgerton 3 on our screens. Plot twists. Lady Whistledown has been a well-kept secret of Penelope for the past 2 seasons, but now that she's the center of everyone's attention, she'll have a very hard time sneaking in and out of the house without getting noticed. Not only this, but Penelope will also have to hide her reality from Colin and convince Eloise not to say anything to anyone. Before this season, Lady Whistledown never really had such severe problems with hiding her real identity. Another big challenge in the storyline of Bridgerton 3 is that before this, the story was going in chronological order, according to the books. However, the new season has skipped Benedict's story and has jumped into Colin and Penelope's instead. That's mainly because if fans saw Penelope moping over Colin for one more season, they would have considered it pretty pathetic and unlike her alter ego, Lady Whistledown. Also, in the last 2 seasons, Eloise and Penelope were thick as thieves, but that might be changing in Bridgerton 3 because by the end of Bridgerton 2, Eloise was very mad at Penelope, and it seems like she's not going to get over the betrayal anytime soon. So we won't be seeing the friendship goals of Eloise and Penelope in the new season. Another change in Bridgerton 3 is that Penelope and Colin are already good friends. Before this, the main leads were either strangers or downright enemies, but this time the leads know each other a little too well, and it will result in a whole new level of intimacy between them. We'll also be seeing Colin Bridgerton helping Penelope to find a suitable mate for herself, but will end up falling in love with her. Eloise's love storyline. We've seen Eloise trying to bring a feminist revolution and being her stubborn self in the last 2 seasons. But that is going to change in season 3. It's mainly because Eloise is finally going to have a fully fledged love affair. Although fans want this affair to be with Theo, we can't really be sure about it yet. It will also be interesting to see if Lady Whistledown, aka Penelope, broadcasts the gossip about her best friend and tells everyone about her affair. And if she really does something like this, their relationship will be damaged beyond repair, because Eloise already knows that Penelope is Lady Whistledown, and she might not stay quiet this time. Most people think that Eloise might not be someone who's interested in having a romantic partner. However, Claudia Jessie, playing Eloise Bridgerton, said in an interview, "I'd really like her to just have a boyfriend, and it not be because they're going to get married. I'd just love for her to be like, I've got a fella, that's my partner." So it seems like we'll be seeing Eloise falling in love with someone and getting her heart broken before we can see her fully bloomed love story in the upcoming seasons. Cantonese honeymoon phase. A good part of season 2 passed with Anthony and Kate denying their love, picking fights, or simply longing for each other. But we didn't get much insight into the married life of the Viscount and the Viscountess. Their love story obviously isn't going to end with getting married, and this means that the fans will now be able to see Kate and Anthony as a married couple, which is a huge change from last season. We'll see how Kate struggles to fit into the Bridgerton household and performs her duties as a Viscountess. We've seen the strong and rather stubborn side of Kate Sharma so far, but that's because she didn't want to be vulnerable before the Viscount. But now that they're partners, we'll see the fears and emotional trauma of Kate too, and it will actually help a lot with her character arc. Not only this, but we might see a few arguments between Kate and Anthony. After all, they both have very strong personalities. But for a good part of season 3, we'll be seeing the two romancing and might get to witness a handful of racy scenes between the couple. There's still a lot that Kate doesn't know about Anthony, especially his past, so there could be problems between the two in the 3rd season, but they'll figure it out in the end. New creator. Not only is the storyline for the new season changed, but there have been some pretty noticeable changes behind the camera too. Chris Van Dusen wrote the last season of Bridgerton, and he practically broke records with it, but now a new director is taking him over. Jess Brownell, who is a very successful writer and has worked in Inventing Anna and Scandal, will now be the leading man of the show. After hearing this announcement, fans were initially concerned that the tone of the show would change with a new face writing it. However, it was soon revealed that Chris Van Dusen has joined the executive producer board, which means that he'll still have a say in matters, and the tone of the show is most likely to stay the same. So, what are your expectations from Bridgerton 3? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.